Are you ready for today's challenge? Go ahead, gather your supplies, and meet me at the art table. One of my favorite flowers is the hibiscus. It's so beautiful and big. I actually have a hibiscus tree in my garden. It's so pretty to see it bloom. So now I'm gonna paint one. All right, these are the materials that you'll need. Primary colors, blue, red, and yellow, black and white. Then you have your paper, canvas, paper towel. We're gonna need an extra sheet for this lesson. A cup with water, your brushes, a flat brush and a round brush, a pencil, and I'm going to use a bowl or something round that you may have, and a Q-tip. If you don't have a Q-tip, it's okay, you can do without it. Let's put our paper horizontally, and we're going to draw the circle. You can do it a little bit off. It doesn't have to be super centered. It can be a little bit off to the side. And now make a circle. Oops, right there. Just trace it. After you trace it, find the middle. It doesn't have to be super perfect, but somewhere in the middle. And you can make a little dot or another circle. And now what we're going to do, we're going to separate and create little petals coming from that circle. Just make lines. Or something like that, yeah. It looks like a beach ball actually. And I'm doing my lines a little bit curved because I am drawing a circle. So this is for you to have an idea where your flower is going to be. Now I don't want you to be too caught up with the circle. When we paint, we're going to probably come off of that, but at least you have an idea where the flower is going to be. Okay? All right, very nice. We're going to start with the background, and we're going to make blurry leaves in the background. So let's make green. I have blue and yellow. Mix them together. I'm gonna get some water. I want this to be a little bit watery, and just kind of go wild with your strokes. It doesn't have to, don't do it side to side. I want it to be more like a crisscross. You see? Crisscross. So that way it just looks, and you can overlap the flower a little bit. Try to overlap it actually, because I want you to have more freedom when you paint the flower to overlap the green. So just kind of go side to side, have fun with it. Or not side to side, sorry, did I just say that? More crisscross, and you go around the circle. Go around, around, and around, and around. Paint all around. Now right over here, I want you to make a little more green if you don't have it already, but make your green just a tiny bit darker. So it will have a little more blue than before. So it's a little bit darker. And then you're going to paint right on the side of the flower. Right here, a little bit closer. Just more on this side. Okay? Now I'm going to put my brush down, and I'm going to use my paper towel. Now I'll crumble it up. Actually, I'm going to use that, need that brush just to make a little more green. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use white and yellow and just a tiny bit of that green. So it's going to be like a light green. You see how it's a light green that I have here? So I used that green that I had in the palette already mixed, added some more yellow and white to it. So now it's pretty light. And then I'll get my paper. And then I just want to stamp my paper with some of that. And not much is happening because there's not a lot of contrast. So I'm just gonna get some yellow. I just want to see a little more. Yeah, let's get some yellow. And you're gonna stamp the paper. Let's just make life easier. Come on. Just get yellow, stamp it all around. You can even go a little bit over that green, the darker green. And I'm gonna get a little bit of white, not much, and I'm gonna stamp it too. Not too much, because otherwise it will look strange having too much white around. Just a little bit of white. I'm gonna get more yellow as well. Some more yellow. I just want to make a background that kind of looks like leaves in the back, but you can't really see their shape. You just see the light and the variation of color. You can even get some green if you like. I'm just gonna make a little more green. I'm just having fun with it and experimenting to see what works, and if I like it. Don't be afraid to do that, because if by any chance you don't like it, you can paint over it when it's dry or something like that. Sometimes if you're using a canvas, sometimes you can actually wipe it off and you can erase it. But if you're using paper, it's really hard to erase because the paper absorbs all the paint and you won't be able to really erase it. Okay. You see this? Kind of do something like that. Have fun with the background. Okay? I think I'm good. I want to make this side a little bit lighter and this one darker, as if the light is hitting over here, coming down. This is casting a shadow. All right, let's place that paper towel down. Let's clean our brush, make sure it's nice and clean from all the green that it had on it before. And now we're going to paint our hibiscus. Hibiscus come in many different colors. I've seen red, yellow, I think even white, I believe. Maybe, I'm not sure. But I know I've seen yellow and red and I think like a little orange or salmon color. So you can pick any color you like. I'm going to choose red because that's what I have in my backyard. I'm going to start painting red inside that circle, and now instead of painting the whole circle, I'm going to paint each one of these petals individually. So I'm going to go from the center, following the line that I made, and then the sides of it, I'm not going to make straight. I'm going to make it a little bit curvy, a little bit wavy, you know, and it can actually pass that straight line, and then I'll pull it down like that. And then I'll do the same for the other ones. So, and then here I'm going to try to separate them a little bit. So I'm not going to touch it, leave a little gap. And then what's going to happen is it's going to start, you're going to start seeing, defining the petals, the individual petals. Because right now all you saw was a big ball, big circle. So this is the time for you to define the petals. The circle was a good tool for us to use. You see how I'm defining my petals? That's why it was okay for the green to overlap. paint each petal, and they can have their own little shape, their own little waves. You see? Okay, it just needs more dimension because it just looks flat. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a little bit of a brown. So I'm gonna use blue and yellow. I already have red in my brush, and I'm gonna make brown. Just a little bit, very tiny. See, I made brown really quick. And now just in the middle, okay, we're going to go from the center and I'm gonna pull it out, like that. From the center out. From the center out. Go to each petal. Center out. And you're gonna see something kind of like this happening. Then you're gonna use the side of the brush and you're going to try to outline. Now we outline, make a line here in between each one of the petals. You'll just separate them even more. Got it? Make sure the center is dark. You don't want it to be red. Okay, now we're going to clean our brush. Take off that brown. And still with red, now I'm going to add a little white to my red. So now you have pink. Okay, I made pink. And now we're going to do almost the same thing we did with the brown, but we're going to go opposite. We're going to go from the outside in. So what I like to do is pull it in. Some strokes like this. Go from the border, from the outside in. Now you can outline it and then you can pull it. Pull it towards the middle, but don't go all the way down. Just leave it towards the side, the edges. Okay, let's keep going around. I'm going to outline what I had already, and then I'm going to pull the paint all the way across. See? Again, outline, pull. I personally love painting flowers. When I started painting, in my painting career, I used to paint a lot of flowers. But flowers can be tricky. They're not always easy to paint. It doesn't mean you shouldn't try. Roses are even trickier because you can get lost in them because of all their curves and petals. Keep going. Painting. How's it going there? Are you doing okay? Are you doing your highlights? If you need to go back and retouch, go ahead and do that. I'm retouching mine. Just have to have patience. Don't think that one stroke is going to do it all. You may have to go back and redo it. That's what I'm doing. Looks a little bit of a dry brush because my paint is drying. Okay, you see that? See what's happening? I'm gonna go get some more red because I ran out of red. Now I'm going to retouch the red. I know, we just want to be finished with it, but we want this to look really pretty, right? Now with the red, if you feel like maybe you lost some of the red in a way, like it's maybe too pink or maybe too brown, you can go ahead and retouch some of that red. If you like the way it is, don't do anything. Leave the way it is. But if you think that you lost too much of your red, you can go back and retouch it. I think I lost too much of my red. I want it to be more of a red, like a brighter red hibiscus. So I'm doing another coat here, right in the middle. Be careful not to lose your white. Now I'm just touching with, I'm going back with some white again, and I'm gonna do less white than before, but it's just like little sparkles of red here and there. It's little strokes. Right towards the tip. So now we're starting to see a little more contrast in my hibiscus. I'm holding here and it's ruining my paper. Okay. All right, there you go, there you go, there you go. And you can actually, with the white, oh goodness, what am I doing here? With the white, you can now also go down and follow the line a little bit of the petal. You can do that too. Everything very subtle. You don't want to do too bright of anything. Now put that brush down. Let's change brushes and get the small brush, the round brush. I'm going to get my black, and right in the middle, I'm going to press it down and then curve it up and then releasing my pressure, because I want the top to be a bit skinnier, okay? And now let's point it that way at an angle. So kind of curve it a little, just a little, not much, a slight curve. You see that? And it's got to get skinnier. Okay, it can go, let me see, should I pass it? No, I don't want to pass it. I don't want to pass it, it's too much, it's too big. I'm actually erasing it. It's working. Just about this, don't have to pass the flower. And right here, you can kind of make like a little bed for it to lay on, like a little chair. So just make like a smiley face mouth, like this. Just a curve right there. Okay, right where the end of the stem is gonna be, you make like a little curve. And what I'm gonna do is just get some water in black and just kind of make some lines here from the middle. Make some little lines. Draw some little lines going. Just stay in the bottom here. Just a little bit of lines. Not much. I said put some water so that way it's a little see-through. You don't want it to be overpowering. What's gonna be the darkest black is gonna be this stem. That should be black. The rest, you just pull it a little bit out. All right, we're good, we're good. I'm gonna put, actually no, let's highlight. Add a little bit of white maybe a little bit of yellow as well, and then highlight that stem. That's it. I made a little line right inside the stem here, and that's it. Not too much. Now I'm going to put that brush down, and I'll get the, I'm gonna get the Q-tip. I'm gonna get some yellow with the Q-tip, and right here at the tip, I'm gonna go around the tip. You're gonna have to reload all the time. You go all around, all the way to the top, right towards the tip here. See? And then maybe you can get a little bit of white as well for highlight. Put a little dot. Right on top of the yellow. Okay, having way too much fun with this. Cool beans! Look at our hibiscus! I love it! Looks pretty cool. I hope you had fun painting it. Feel free to add leaves, whatever it is that you like to do. I want to keep it simple, so I'm going to stop right here. But you can definitely add some green leaves, darker leaves, more defined around it. It will look beautiful. Bye bye! Thanks for painting with me. I would love to see what you did. So how about you take a picture of your painting and post it on the Spotty Dotty Show Facebook page so I can see it and so you can be entered to win the Stay Creative Art Prize. And at the end of this challenge on August 31st, I will be going live to meet and greet you and to draw the grand prize winner. So see you tomorrow for another painting challenge.